Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Let's see. Okay, whatever that is. Go ahead and get a sound check. Make sure everybody can hear me. Just go ahead and put some thumbs up or respond to something in the chat for me. I don't know what the delay is here. AT2. Right now we do not have one. No, you can't hear me. Thank you. The At the moment we don't have one. This was kind of a little bit short notice. There is a strong possibility that we might postpone this to the same time tomorrow. Um, I had a little bit of a situation going on here at the house, and unfortunately, that kind of pushed my timeline back, so I couldn't get any kind of ad out early enough. And so, hold on a second here. I think Reds just showed up in the call. Hold on. Are you still here? Stay in the call. No, okay. That wasn't Reds. That was Meat saying, "Why do you still have this thing running?" So, but yeah, so I didn't get the promotion out early enough. So we might be showing up without a contestant. But I mean that's fine. Like I said, we can push it off till tomorrow. We got plenty of time. It's still the weekend. The Bum, 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 bum. Got a couple of things up. Well, let me go ahead and punch out just for the minute here so I can show you what it is that I'm actually using. Uh, I found this neat little build your own Jeopardy thing on online, and you can create your own Jeopardy boards. Now, of course, I'm not going to do this for making any points or anything like that, but it made it into a selected on the screen type of interaction, which I thought was kind of cool. You can also put pictures, you can put videos. Um, I didn't want to do videos because half the flat earthers right now that we have involved with are all about using Twitter Spaces, and I didn't want to scare them with videos because we all know they can't present over there. Um, but despite how many times I've asked. And then this right here, this is if you if you just say online dice roller, then Google Chrome at least will give you a die that you can roll as many times as you want to, and continue rolling. And I'm going to use that as part of my selection of who goes first. Uh, but again, uh, yeah. First, we need our participants and our to show up, and I don't know if I promised. I don't know if I scared Reds away because I told him that I was going through a little bit of something here, and I actually made a joke to him. I said, "Tell me that you have something just came up, and I said, tell me that something just came up, and you'd rather have a little more advertising and promotion time to get a participant, uh, and it might be better if we do this tomorrow at 5 p.m." But before he saw that, I put on there disregard and let him know that it was just an issue that I was having here at the house. But uh, I don't know if that shooed him off to be doing other things. I don't know. Of course, at the same time, you know, there's people out there like Jared and Rick. What's up, Rick? Rick's one of my longest time followers. I don't remember a comment section that Rick wasn't in, and the just letting you know that I appreciate that. And let's see. You're also off on the time frame promotion. What do you mean it's 4:11 right now? I just looked it up. You guys are 6 hours off me, not five. or 7, excuse me. Am I that early? What's going on, Mike Cage? Let's see. Hey, I only follow because NASA mandated it. Are you serious, AT2? Are you serious that it's I'm off by an hour? Because I know we don't change times at the same time. Well, shit. Ain't that silly and stupid? Yeah, because being here in Germany, we don't change times at the exact same times as everybody else, and they were actually trying to do away from it. My bit rate is lower than recommended. Whatever. 1 hour off of Sly's greatest hits. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But hold on. See now, I looked this up earlier, and I used New York City. I looked this up earlier. Ah, you rotten piece of shit. Well, that's silly. That's really silly. Well, I'm here an hour early. What do you want to talk about? Hey, I am a born New Yorker. Don't talk about my state like that. Oh man. So tell me this for the people who have been around long enough. Um, Twitter flat earthers versus YouTube flat earthers. I have to honestly say that in the time that I've been associated with this entire debunking community, the I can honestly say that the Twitter, uh, being on Twitter, which I got called into, Geist. I know you're listening to me somewhere. I got called into Twitter because there was an idiot there who was using my footage and my material, claiming it was his, and he was getting ready to do some big test. And then when he got busted on it, he tried to claim that we were working together. Well, that said, uh, I ended up getting stuck on Twitter, and there used to be a time where people whenever I got onto a stream or something like that, they're like, "Man, how does Sly stay so chill? How does he stay so?" I think somebody even called it Zen, and because it didn't bother me. Um, I didn't have really much of a thought on whether or not, you know, these were ill-intended or maladjusted people. I just thought that they were, conspiracy theorists, and that's just what that was. I never really realized how deep that cut is in these people. I mean, it's incredible. Um, just seeing, and because Twitter allows you to see it in rapid fire, as opposed to somebody writing out a YouTube post and waiting for it to pop up and stuff. I have to honestly say, man, the meeting the flat earthers that I have met on YouTube or Twitter, has really, really soured my opinion of the average human being when it comes to that. I mean, it's just so bad. I mean, they're always quick to I don't know if I'm going to get hit for saying this. They're always quick to call you a pedo and what do you call it, and take these little cheap shots at you and your family and all this other stuff. And then of course you got the occasional tough guy, come to my town, we'll see if you talk like that. And and all this. And quite honestly, to all of them, I wouldn't say anything on Twitter that I wouldn't say to your face. But they're just so vile, so toxic, you know. And of course, there's wrapped up in everything. It doesn't matter what discussion that you have with them and stuff like that. It's always going to end up talking about viruses and vaccines and stuff, and it's just like, oh my god, shut up. And as if any of these fools even knew what the hell they were talking about. And it's just, it's just, ah, I'm rambling on about it, but it's, they're, and these memes, oh my god, I could do a month debunking those damn memes. And they're all just so dishonest pricks. I mean, they really are. What up, Sean? How's the voice, dog? And I mean, it's so wrong. I mean, I saw one time that somebody had said, I want to say it was, I think it was Ricky Gervais. I don't remember who it was, but on a talk show, and there was somebody who had said that Twitter gives you the ability to look at every bathroom stall wall. You know, just all the crap that people put on there and stuff like that. And then you got all the bots, and then you got all that. Oh, it's just so shitty. And you can't find an honest flat earther among them. You can't. I mean, I'm not saying that there was really a plethora of honest flat earthers before, but there seemed to be some kind of line or some kind of at least dignity amongst themselves that existed, and you could kind of get with that. Your Nathan Oakleys, your Subarats, your uh, Skiba and Jeranism and Bob and all that. They were their own island. They didn't always have to make it so much about just tearing other people apart. But these we're stuck with all these followers now. All these people who run around with all these half truths, or not half truths, excuse me, half claims. Most of these guys, they don't even know what the hell they're claiming. They're just repeating something, and then when you back them into a corner trying to get them to justify it, they have no fucking clue what to talk about. You know, so it's crazy, man. It's just crazy. I mean, it seems like just about every one of the discussions that I get into, it either goes on to COVID. Well, I probably already bumped my any kind of hope for monetization anyway, but it's not like I make any money off of this shit. But you, whenever you start talking to one of them, all of a sudden, boom, it's about vaccines and boosters, or boom, it's about 9/11, or boom, it's about you know something else. I call those people parasite truthers. They'll grab onto a subject that they think is getting a little bit of attention, getting a little bit of traction, and as soon as you go near them about it, they'll jump right off of that and go on to what they really want to talk about. You know, and it's so nasty. And so dealing with all that crap, it's just it's really changed whatever low opinion that I had of flat earthers before, it wasn't low enough. You know. Yes, I know. I'm still early. But I mean, it's just always been so. Ah. I used to have fun in the comment sections of YouTube. It was fun to go with go with these stories and go with these claims and stuff like that. I mean, let's reminisce for a second here. You got the open. The sun is a open portal in the sky that somebody didn't close, and it emits light. Um, or rainbows are caused by reflections off the dome. And and the personal atmospheric dome. I mean, all that stuff. It was a lot more fun. You know, but you know, I don't know. Maybe I just need to get away from Twitter because the rapid succession of crap that these often mentally unstable idiots produce to you, it's just unreal. And yes, actually, as a matter of fact, I am writing uh, a book about truthers, because I've seen parallels in truthers across different subjects and how they operate, what they do. I can't even watch you look up, you get bored at night sometimes, and you want to put something on the TV to go to bed to, and you put up like a one of those UFO mysteries, or those conspiracy mysteries, and you start hearing the same patterns of shit. You know, I mean, you start hearing the same patterns of responses from people that you hear amongst other truthers and other flat earthers, and it's so annoying. And here's another tactic that I got for you, that I'm also putting in the book. Um, I call them doorstop truthers. What a doorstop truther is a doorstop truther will present something to you to make you ask about it, right? And then, but they'll never answer it. If you try and hold them to topic, they'll never answer it. Now that's almost routine, but instead, what they'll do is similar to the parasite flat earther. What they'll do is they'll start pushing other stuff at you while you continue to ask. They'll acknowledge that you asked to keep you there, but then they'll keep on pushing this other crap. So similar to a doorstop, they're just holding the door open with that thing that they presented before, and tactics like that, and it's never about they have their own proof of anything. It's always about burden shift. It's always about ah. Yep, and it's all memes. I totally agree. Aus Dänemark. Schönen Gruß. Let's see here. Uh, I'm just kind of running off at the mouth here. Because yes, I acknowledge that I'd rather be an hour early than an hour late. So any of the bad words that I said a minute ago about Red's not responding to me yet, or to my link, not really worried about it. Oh, this is funny. Yeah, I just had somebody post to me. I ended up in one real toxic meme thread on Twitter, and I always love crap like. Hold on a second here. I'll put this up on the screen. I always love crap like this. About how they talk about, oh, how we're right about this, and there's so much more world and worlds and stuff like that. You need to understand that. Let's see, which one is the flat Earth that we're Used to. Well, let's just say it's this one. I can't see it really well on this. But let's just say it's this one. This little bitty guy right here. Well, here's the funny part about that. Every single flat earther that I have met says that you can't go to Antarctica. Every single one. Haven't met one yet that says we can, even though they've been shown that we can go there. So where the hell did you get all this from? Who wrote this map if nobody's allowed to go past Antarctica? Who wrote it? I mean, seriously, who wrote it? Who drew this up and got you promoting it? You know, ain't nothing but parrots, man. Parrots of third-party claims. It's just, it's so. Let's see. Do I got another one here? Let's see. It says it on the first page, dude. Bible says the earth cannot be moved and no one can know its dimensions. Last time I read the Bible, it doesn't say that. I mean, I'm pretty well versed in the book of Genesis, and I don't think it says that. Let's see. Placed on pillars, landscape, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So how can I measure the distance to the sun? It's impossible. Well, let me answer that. Have you tried? Because all flat earthers seem to be pretty sure it's local. But if you haven't measured it, how can you claim it? But anyway, so everybody saw the stuff that Reds put out about the eclipse, the stuff that they filmed when they went up there. That was I watched that thing. I watched every second of it, to include the guy shoveling the snow in the background. That eclipse footage, Reds and Astronomy Live and Jared, were you there? Yeah, no, Jared, you were flying the drone, and I'm just gonna say it like this, man. Hats off to you. That was some awesome, awesome shit. Even in the live stream version where it's a little bit smaller and a little bit reduced quality and all this, just incredible, absolutely incredible. And the just watching all the footage and I watched most of the video that you put out with the production material. The actual footage and put to music and stuff like that. That was just so nice, so nice. And I am jealous of everybody who got to witness that, because the next one that I will be able to witness won't be for a couple of years. Um, it's yeah. I mean, because last eclipse I saw was, I want to say, around 2016, 2015. I don't remember exactly what the year was when it went over Europe, and it wasn't even a full one over Europe. Um, and my dumb ass went out there. I didn't have a good enough camera to actually take photos of it, and I didn't have a solar filter or anything like that. So I basically just went out there. I did a pinhole to a piece of paper, so I would know how far along it was, and then I did have a GoPro, and I thought I was going to have a cool little idea of watching the sky go dark or darker and come back bright again and all this, not realizing the fact that if you don't set the camera up for that, it's going to auto expose, and basically it looked the same all the way through. So yeah, yeah, 2026 in Spain, but what do you call it? There's a good chance that I'm going to be in the States during that time. but I don't know just yet. Uh, I'd love to be sitting on a beach, but because coming soon to a red, white, and blue city near you, um, sometime this year, I am supposed to rotate back to the States for at least 2 years. Yeah, no doubt. Eclipses and Kiss concerts, man. I seem to miss all of them. No, and then before the one that I saw in, I think around 2016, the one I saw before that, I was shit. That was all the way back in when I was deployed to Kosovo. That was a real eerie one. All the dust in the air at the same time. It was really crazy. Yep, that's the story of my life there, Rick. Yeah, the but it's all been worth it. My kids are all grown up now, and what do you call it? Both of them on their way to awesome careers. Already started awesome careers, and oh yeah, man. Nathan Oakley will really, dude. Is that really who you want to prop up? Nathan Oakley. Look, man, I can't hate the guy. He's got his following and all this. But objectively speaking, Nathan Oakley has never done a single thing to support flat Earth. He's never done a test, never done an analysis. He's just real good at running his mouth, and so are the rest of his crew. Now, I had to give points to Ranty and Riley back in the day when they went out and did all the Isle of Man stuff. They actually went out there and climbed those hills and took those pictures. Of course, they had to go off at the mouth about what they meant, but still. Let's see. Difference between a partial eclipse and a total eclipse is watching a partial uh, eclipse like looking at a lightning bug being struck by lightning. Let's see here. What was that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, yeah. Nathan did go out there once. I think once, twice. I don't remember. And I'm sorry. Still, the altogether best photo set from those two, or well, from Oakley was the look of total dissatisfaction when Patricia Steer came over and stayed at Subarat's place, and just I think that was when I think that was around the time that Oakley and Subarat's, dare I say, broke up. Um, it was, those pictures were bad, man. I almost felt sorry for the man. Arwen is such a lost and simple soul. He really is. I mean, everything that I ever heard him talk about and stuff like that. I mean, he's such a mouse, and I'm not gonna say that he can't get a little bit growed up in the tongue every now and then, but what do you call it? He's such a mouse, and I always feel like like he's he's the he's the guy who hangs out with the kids that are cooler than him and gets treated like shit. You know, They what do you call it? He just kind of throws me off. I he's a hard one to pick out. Now there was that whole thing about the gun and all that other stuff way back when, but you know, I mean that was about the time that I stopped paying attention to those guys anyway. I mean, hell, I don't even know if Riley's still around. I don't even hear from him anymore. And he used to be real good about trying to shake the jar. And let's see here. Oh wow, live while Dapper Dinosaur is live. You're gonna have to excuse me. I'm a little off on some of the more recent names. I don't know who Dapper Dinosaur is. No, I'm not jealous of the mustache. Yeah, Super Rat's what do you call it? He as I understand it, he died of cancer, and I shouldn't wish that on anybody and all this. And there's no reason to make light of that. That's why I just say when he passed away, because that can't be anything but hell for him and family and stuff like that. So let's see. Anthony is still around, just in comment sections, claiming everyone under the sun is you. You know what? I get that so much. Flat earthers absolutely positively refuse to believe that more than one person could be against what they say. They absolutely refuse to accept that. Totally and completely. And what do you call it? I mean, I can't tell you how many. I mean, I just had a guy the other day who was talking about, um, what do you call it? All of the accounts that are talking to these people against flat Earth, they're all me. You know, and it's like, yeah, okay. If you want to say that, let's see. Dapper Dinosaur rips into young Earth creationists occasionally on collaboration with Goochstick Gibbon and some other guy. Yeah. No, I mean there was. I like to look at. A lot of people like to post these graphs of when search terms and stuff like that were revealed at least on Google what terms were popular during that time. And seeing that big hump that was going on around 2016, 2017, and kind of tapering off in 2018. And I like to make little jokes because I was like, yeah, I was there for that. I mean, all the names were known back then. But now and one thing I get pissed off about is you watch these, I've seen like a news program and stuff like that, and some local news magazine or something, and they'll invite on a flat earther to talk. Now, to give props to flat earthers in one thing, they've become real good at the gotcha. Doesn't mean that they have something to say. Doesn't mean that they have some kind of facts or anything like that. But they've become real good at the gotcha. Presenting something in such a way that makes you go, huh? You know, and it's uh, and they get wins out of that. If you're gonna bring on a flat earther, bring on a flat earth debunker, or at least consult with one before you get blindsided by these stupid claims and the deliberate miswording of things that they do. You know, and no, yeah. Let's see. Anthony Riley legit said buoyancy does not exist. Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's go down a couple other names. Mr. Thrive and Survive said that air pressure is what is actually keeping everything on the ground. Let's see. Um, I remember Hillbilly and what do you call it? Inbred Hillbilly, who said that his wrench both displaced and also weighed 18.5 grams. Um, ah, just so much of these things. Let's see here. Well, one thing that I thought was funny. Well, shit. Here's an interesting moment. Now that I see Hillel, what's going on, Hillel? The There was one time that I think there was like two or three of us in a chat, and it was one of those Google Hangouts, and Hillel figured out how to get into it. He just kind of showed up right in the middle of the thing. He's like, "Oh yeah, well I saw you, posted a little bit of the ID or some shit like that." And all of a sudden he's sitting there right in the thing. That I mean, that was some crazy stuff. Let's see here. The final experiment that they're refusing to tell the invitees what the experiment even is. Well, I have to defend that. I don't know what you guys are specifically talking about it, so I just kind of walked into a post there from Jared. But not telling what is being tested is the blind testing method. Okay. If you have a specific set of criteria that you need somebody to perform or multiple people, because I did that with the Big East test. And the one that uh, Oakley loves to try and ride and try and say that I didn't know what a hypothesis was and all this other stuff. No, I just wasn't disclosing it, and so I have to defend that one thing. So yeah, I showed something, Hillel. I showed something on the screen. You explained it afterwards, but that was when I started getting real cautious about what I put up on the damn screen. Because you had grabbed hold of that and just like popped up in the middle of a hangout, and I was just like, huh? That was just so weird. Let's see here. Oh, Witset, 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 Witset. I'm going to say this, and if there's any flat earthers listening, which there's probably not, but if there's any flat earthers listening, if you're following Witset, okay, because I've seen some of the things that have trickled down into Twitter about claims that Witset has made. If you're following Witset, you're really stupid. And, and 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 I'm sorry to give you the tough love like that, but you're really stupid. Some of the things that have come through into Twitter about claims that he has made, and there are some flat earthers right now who seem to be taking some of that stuff as gospel. They won't admit it until you kind of catch them, parroting something. But I'll just say it out loud like this: Hey, Witset, why don't you do some work? Quit running your mouth for hours in front of a microphone and do some work. Present something. Present your work, some tests, some experiments, something like that. Present your work. Quit just running off at the mouth thinking that you're saying something. Okay? Because we know what you running your mouth got you when you went out to, what was it, Rushmore? Hmm? We know what you got there. What's this stream about? Well, this stream is about time zones and a potential yet not yet confirmed debate. Um, Basically, what it is I had put together a neat idea for a debate and want to put it into practice. And Reds is going to show up. However, my dumbass uh, got the time zones mixed up because Europe and the United States do not change their clock times at the same time. So I ended up starting the stream an hour early. So that's so right now I'm just kind of running off at the mouth. And let's see here. Is Nathan Thompson still living in his car? I hope it's a small car. But no, he's just a yutz. And what do you call it? I mean, he was somebody who got everything that was coming to him. And I don't normally like to say that, but there's some people who just choose their own path and just want that type of attention no matter how bad it is. Santos, yeah, Santos and his astrology stuff. Sorry. I mean, there's even more rational people than me who don't even have the moment for that. 21:48 here in the UK. Yeah, so I should have probably about 12 more minutes. Probably about, and if I know Reds does tend to like to be a couple of minutes early. So there's a chance that he's already seen my. Nope, he hasn't seen it yet. But there's a chance that he'll probably be here in about the next, I don't know, about 10 minutes. But again, we still don't have a contestant. We don't have a flat earther. Or Reds misunderstood what I wrote him a little earlier, and maybe we won't have one at all. In which case, we will go into recess and reconvene tomorrow. Let's see here. Let's see here. Odd, there's no response to me asking people, well, have you tried to measure it? Yeah, strange. Let's see here. Five or 10 more years, we'll all get our robot bodies. Oh yeah. Well, Sean, when that shit happened to your lungs, man, I'll tell you this. It may sound like a little thing, but man, when I heard your voice, and it wasn't the Sean Hufford voice that we all know, that was that was hard to take. That was really hard to take. So let's see. Hey, do I have any self-identified flat earthers in my chat? Flat earthers on Discord. Geez, I think they breed there. Oh, somebody wants to join my meeting. Hello, that's not you, is it? Hey, what's up, Red?
Hey, jackass, let me tell you how time zones work.
Yeah, kiss my ass. Hold on a second, let me make sure that this is. Say something again.
Something again.
All right, cool. Yeah, it's going through on the stream. Everybody in the chat, can you all hear Red? You missed it. We were singing songs together and reminiscing about your kick-ass video footage from Maine.
Nice. Although, you told me 5, and you know.
Well, Google lied to me, so
Mm.
I'm going to
So,
blame. I'm going to blame Google. I'm allowed.
okay,
I'm a globe earther. I can actually blame Google.
sounds good. Just so you know, there's these things called time zones.
Yeah. So my question is, were you able to piss anybody off into becoming a contestant?
No.
No?
No, I've been challenging a lot of flat earthers to a debate, and every single one of them has tucked their tail and fucked right off at the speed of sound.
Mm. Well, the
I'm spooky. I'm very spooky.
very spooky, right? Well, I was saying that I found this cool new tool. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's new. It's probably been around for like ever. Um, for making Jeopardy boards, and you can put either words in them or you can put pictures in them. You can link videos to them. It's kind of cool,
Hmm.
and that's kind of what we're looking at using. But like I said, I had a couple of things going on here at the house, so I didn't get the trailer out early enough, and that's why I was saying to you a little bit earlier about maybe possibly shooing this off until tomorrow, maybe gain a little bit of attention for it, so you can actually get a contestant.
Well, the problem with that is I scare off flurfs way too easily. It's almost impossible to get a flat earther to join a debate unless one of their flurf friends are controlling the space or the call. That they basically want total control of the mute button, and there's not a damn thing you can do to change their mind.
Oh, of course not.
So
And
what I've been doing is I've resorted to giving flat earthers one of two options. They can either choose the moderator or they can choose the venue. But whatever they choose, I get to choose the other thing.
right.
So you want to choose the moderator or do you want to choose the venue? Because you can't have both. Because fuck you, that's why.
Well, let's not forget that I don't want somebody to make money off of this
Yeah, of course.
while they
And
watch 4 hour live streams from people like Witset and Globebusters. You know.
yeah, and I have no problem turning off super chats and monetization for the video. I don't really care.
No.
Um, and it's like, so you don't want me to make money off of it. Okay, that's fine. But that still doesn't answer the question. Do you want to choose the moderator or do you want to choose the venue?
Yeah, it kind of goes back and forth
Pick
like that.
one.
Nah, but I was also talking a little earlier here. I don't know if you were listening to any of it. The
No, I wasn't because I
how
was
how
in the
how
process of doing something
toxic
else.
yeah how toxic it is um, doing the flat Earth stuff on Twitter and all this. Just how vicious these poor little ingrates are, you know.
Yeah.
And let's see here. Yeah, there was one guy here a little earlier. He said, or on my Twitter, what did he say? Red blocked me. He put this underneath my trailer on Twitter. He said Red blocked me, which is pretty sad for his credibility.
Mm.
I don't even
The
make ad homs.
Yeah, let me see what we have here. It was this Bart guy,
Yep.
Bart Dibberton.
Yep.
Yeah, the reason why I blocked him is because he was stealing other people's shit and claiming it as his own.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So another
so
Bev.
yes, so he actually took a screenshot from one of Astronomy Live's live stream and claimed that it was his content.
Oh,
So
jeez.
to make it just a tad more difficult for him to steal my shit, I blocked him.
Mm. I
Even
steal your
though,
shit all the time.
uh, and like I said, I know that's not going to stop him. I know that's not going to stop him.
Yeah.
But I figured, I'll give him the added inconvenience of having to log into another fake account of his.
Yeah.
So
What do you call it?
that's the reason.
I have done a magnificent job of not blocking anybody but one person. It was the first one that I ever blocked, and that was because of the fact that it was literally a troll account that was set up to troll me.
Hmm.
And had a meme of me as the icon and all this other stuff, and it was just some idiot who just thought that was the greatest thing, and I blocked him. He is still the only person on my entire Twitter that I blocked. I can ignore people. I have no problems doing that. I can mute people, and then I just peek in whenever it is that looks like they're actually talking about something as opposed to posting memes and posting other bullshit. So,
Yeah. Well, that's how flat earthers speak. That's how they communicate. They operate through memes
oh,
because
dude,
God forbid you do any actual research. All you
I'm
need
in
is memes.
I'm in a thread right now. I don't remember how I got to it, but I'm in a thread right now that almost like giving tributes to a god. These guys, all they do is post memes and give them to this guy, this Brock Riddick dude. And what do you call it? And that's all they do. They don't say hardly anything. They just feed memes, and I wouldn't doubt it if they're all the memes that are for sale in Dirth's app.
Yeah,
You know.
it's it's how they talk. It's how they communicate. They have thousands of memes, but zero evidence for their bullshit. Imagine that.
Hmm.
It's almost like they should fix that.
Yeah. But they consider their memes as proof. But then until you ask them about it.
Of course. Well, if they have all the proof in the world, then they should have no problem accepting your call out, right?
Hmm.
Or is
What
that
was that whole thing about
illogical?
real facts don't mind challenging or something like that?
Something like that.
So,
But but yeah, if the guy's butthurt as to why I blocked him, it's because he's stealing other people's shit and he's claiming it as his own.
yeah.
He literally took Astronomy he took a screenshot from Astronomy Live's live stream and said, "Oh, I did this." No, you didn't.
Yeah, it's Bev all over again.
Yep.
I mean that's I was just saying that's what got me into damn Twitter was somebody using my shit. And I mean I had a dormant Twitter account. I made it originally because my kids said it was cool. This was like 2017.
Your
They
kids
said,
said it was cool.
yeah, they said Twitter was cool, and I was just like, all right, So I made a Twitter account, found it boring, and what do you call it? And so I didn't use it again. And then fast forward to about what late 2019, early 2020. Um, the Yeah, Geist came in and was telling me in one of my comment sections on YouTube. He was just like, "Dude, man, somebody's using your shit on Twitter," and uh, and I was just like, "All right, I'll go take a look." And then I got sucked into Twitter, and the and it's just been. I mean, I can't say that I've failed once. Well, no, actually, I can say I failed once on Twitter. The what do you call it? There was some stupid, crappy video from somewhere in Australia, and what do you call it? And there was a part that there was like two videos that were put out. One was a little bit shorter than the other, and the second video that was put out it was a little bit longer. And when it backed up, it showed this pier, and I realized I was looking at the wrong spot. I ain't afraid to say that, but at the same time, the what do you call it? The flat earthers pounce on that stuff. They don't pounce on them being right. They're all about other people being wrong. you
Yeah.
know, and what do you call it? And then ever since then, man, I mean, first was the whole Bev debacle, and uh, then there was a couple other people, and now more recently the I don't know why they're proud of it. Uh, uh, the Friday cult gatherings. I don't know why
It's
they're.
turned into quite a shit show.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know why they're proud of it. I really don't. Because I mean, think about it this way, man. If you had a group of people anywhere near you, whether you hired them or they worked with you or whatever, who got together 90 times, sometimes for extended periods of time, hours and hours on end, and still can't come up with a single repeatable experiment to prove their claims. I mean, there's something wrong there,
Yeah.
you know.
Let's
I mean,
see.
I mean, there's literally something wrong. I mean, because I've been around this long enough, just as you have, and stuff like that, that as soon as somebody comes up with something, that they find to be worthy of whatever they consider to be proof, um, as soon as they come up with something, uh, it spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
You
Speaking
know,
of being at this for way too long, I'm looking at the live chat. Requiem has a request, so I send it to your Twitter DMs so you can read it off.
okay, let me go over and look at that.
That should answer his question.
Oh, yeah. Let me go ahead and put that up on the big screen there.
I thought you would.
This is you won't see it in the phone call, but it's up on YouTube
Sounds good.
because I'm not sharing my screen. It has been 1,861 days, 18 hours, 3 minutes, and 15 seconds since Nathan Oakley has been refusing to debate Red's rhetoric on a neutral platform.
Yep.
I remember when you started that damn thing. I don't I don't know if it's good that I know that.
It's fucking great. I love it. Whenever I get one of Nathan's shit lickers into my comment section, I just post out a reply and they fuck right off.
Here, I'll just put it up this big like this.
Uh,
I just full screened it. Why not? But
Make that a permanent fixture on my channel.
well, I mean, because I had recently, oh, where was it? Uh, that bonehead sacred and his little lapdog kept on coming at me, and of course he wanted to. He has a timer as well against me, and I don't have the live timer, but I will say that. Hold on a second here. I'm scrolling down to get to it. Scrolling down to get to it. There we go. Um, where is it? Well, either way, what do you call it? I responded to his timer because it was basically how many days they've been doing their little cult meetings, and that I hadn't shown up, which
Mhm.
I won't show up. There's no logical reason for me to show up.
I showed up because once upon a time you could actually have a somewhat decent conversation in that space. It
Hmm.
wasn't totally an echo chamber.
Yeah.
That has changed.
No, of course. As soon as they get a little bit of competition, a little bit of pushback, then it turns into whatever they want to call it.
Yeah,
But
and what
at this
was
date, it was 614 days since they started, and I hadn't done anything. And I turned around, and I was like, well, I redid it, and I said, well, it's been 614 days, and still not one, and still has not produced one repeatable experimentation concluding the Earth to be flat. Which to me is a little bit more brutal than whether or not Sly Sparkane, showed up to a damn useless ass space.
yeah, but yeah. So Requiem, there's the answer to your question. 1,000 over 1,800 fucking days. 1,861.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely hilarious, and we're gonna get to 2,000. I have faith in Nathan Oakley. I have faith.
And his
We will make
poism
it to 2,000.
and his poish nature.
We're gonna we're gonna do this. 2,000. We'll have a celebration at 2,000 days if I even remember to check this thing.
And even though I was being slightly nice before, I am going to say this, Nathan. We still all know that you're a Poe. I mean, literally, we still all know. Everybody still has that screen capture of your Skype chat with Riley in the background. We still all know that you're a Poe.
Let's see. Who else do I have? So I have Fifth Element. He's another one. They're asking, so I will send it to you, Slice Barcane. So here's that one. Now, if you want to split screen that or something.
Oh, you got another one?
Oh, I
Shit.
got tons of these.
Oh, really? You got one from Orifice?
I
Oh,
got
Jesus.
Let's see. I think I'm up to 5 so far.
Hold on. Here's the one from Orifice.
So we'll put that one up, and we'll do.
See, Orifice should have been a perfect candidate for the one today because he's on Twitter like so much. Okay, now this is going to start becoming the timer stream from Red's Rhetoric.
People say that why don't you debate X, Y, Z? I'm like, I've called them out. All right, here's the timer for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the problem that I always get into is, nobody likes the fact that I have one standard for my debates.
Yeah,
And
it's what have you done?
mm-hmm.
We'll debate what you have done, and since flat earthers don't know how to get off their ass.
Okay, how come the Gleam one has a minus on it?
Good question. I have never figured that one out.
But
I'll probably fix that later.
Hold on a second
So
here.
we have all their Twitter handles on that one. So the one at the top is Fifth Element. He's been running away for 392 days. Plant Blazer has been running away for 62 days, or soon to be 63 days. And Nathan Oakley has been running away for 1,861 days. Yeah.
Now from the four of these, now I can't say that Gleam follows me on Twitter. I don't even know if he's on Twitter. And Oakley, I know he's on Twitter. But Orifice and Plant Blazer, sorry, y'all. Neither one of y'all got an excuse for not accepting the challenge to be here today.
And you can see, multiple days are going to go by. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, months turn into years, and yet these are the.
I feel there was a movie. There was a movie line in there somewhere.
And these are the motherfuckers that say the Earth is flat and I can prove it. Well, where the fuck are you? I mean, I remember it took. What was it? Was it 4 years? It took 4 years before Jeranism finally agreed to a debate on the Non Sequitur show.
Still the classic.
Handed to him.
I'm sorry, I got both of you here right now and stuff like that, but your kick ass on that and that one fucking comment from Sean. Would you like to use the rest of your time or would you like to forfeit it? This is where you're supposed to be presenting stuff.
Like all he wanted to do during that entire debate was preach.
Yep.
I mean, you can clearly see that he wants to be like the priest of flat earth, which is fitting. Flat earth is a religion. It's not based on any facts whatsoever. And so, priest, religion, it all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It all does. And to this day, he refuses to acknowledge my existence or acknowledge that debate actually happened. And that's because of one quote. And that one quote, which I will always bring up around him. It will haunt him till the day he dies. It will be the quote where he said, "I don't have a model that works."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh, can you say that again, but slower?"
Do you remember when Jaren was defending? Jaren and Morgile were defending. Or we're attacking the globe by saying that if you find one single thing that's wrong with the globe model, the thing's finished. As it falls apart. But in the same inside of a minute or two, what do you call it? Jeranism says, I'd rather not believe what I was taught, or something like that. But he said, I'd rather believe in the truth that has some holes in it.
Yes, the truth that has some holes in it. I remember I brought that up during the debate.
Oh, that was hysterical.
The truth that has some holes in it. Do you fucking hear yourself? Like what?
That was so bad.
Well, that is, like I said, that is a religion right there.
Yeah.
They don't base it on evidence, facts. They want it to be true because they want it to be true.
Right.
That's it. End of story. It's the way they cope with reality. For some reason, life doesn't make sense unless there is a worldwide conspiracy going on. So,
It's just been.
and I believe Jeranism is a type of jackass that will never.
No, you can just stop the sentence right there.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll just leave it at. I'll just let that hang in the air. Yeah, I remember that debate, and that was one of the.
That's when a lot of things were really going good. That was when a lot of things were. Yeah, a lot of things were really going good around that time.
Yeah, and then now we're with debates from Wish.com, like the one I had with Ban Notice.
Oh God.
That has to be done on Twitter Spaces for some unknown reason.
That debate between you and Ban was atrocious.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. Hated every second of it. 0 stars. Don't recommend.
Yeah, I mean,
I had to jump through so many flaming hoops just to have the ability to screen share my evidence without posting it to the fucking nest or some bullshit like that. Like, fuck off. Like, that's what I had to do. And I think it's because these jackasses don't even have laptops. All they have is their shitty iPhones.
Yep.
And it kind of reminds me of another flat earther who.
Oh, hold on. Gather that thought.
Gotta remember who the fuck he even is.
Hey, Simon. Your comment. Remember when Globies had Globe Proof? You're really on the wrong channel to be even making that claim. I know you're just doing it to start shit. Okay. Click on my icon. Go through. You know what? Just scroll down maybe about 2 rows of video. There's a video there called "What Sly Did." Okay, because not just contesting flat Earth claims, which has been the bulk of my material. I also have tested the globe critically. I have tested what is said about the globe, and guess what? It checks out.
Yep.
And I dare you to contest the information that is presented in that video. It's actually a couple of snippets of about 10 videos that I've done just on testing the globe itself.
There you go. 82 Productions called it out exactly. Are you confident enough in Effie to join in the new debate format? Let's do it. Let's do it.
I mean, seeing that nobody else from Twitter wants to play, come on, man.
I'd be up for that. Would he be up for that?
I bet you better.
Maybe. Kinda, sorta.
But along with what I was saying a second ago, though, I dare you to come up with, because every flat earther that I give it to on Twitter, all I get is, "Oh, I don't like the music."
I don't like the music.
Or I had one, the guy who
fucking Beethoven over here doesn't like the music.
Yeah, and what do you call it? Or the last guy who, well, I don't know if he was the last guy. I think there's probably been one since then. This moron named Globe Slayer, right? He takes a screen capture of one thing. Basically, what he did was he sifted through it until he saw a picture, and he took a screen capture of that picture, posted it to me in Twitter, and then this was the funniest thing. This was from the Big East test, where I was testing the claims about the dog cam footage. And I had 20-something, no, I had 30-something participants all over the Eastern Hemisphere. And I traced out their views, their view lines on the globe using Google Earth, which is, and you can quote me as saying this, which is an extremely accurate tool. And but he just took a screen capture of where some of the lines were, crossing around in Europe, and he goes, "Why aren't they all converging?" And I was like, "Dude, you didn't even watch the video."
Yeah, that would have been my first question. Did you even watch the video?
Well, you see, and that became that, and he gives me this 7 post response. No bullshit. 7 post response. Not one of the things that he posted there had anything to do with responding to the material that was presented, because two of the questions that he asked were things that were even in the shortened version in the What Sly Did video was already stated. And he's like, "Well, why doesn't this and why doesn't that?" And I'm like, "Dude, you didn't even watch it." And he's been on this soapbox ever since then, saying that he's never going to watch a video of mine and stuff like that. Which I was just like, "Well, what changed?" Um, but because I'm dishonest.
Well, then he's got to stop asking you for shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is he
Yeah.
like, "Oh, well, where's this? Where's that? Here's the video." "Oh, well, I'm not going to watch that." Well, then what the fuck do you want?
Right.
Want me to send it to you via carrier pigeon?
I mean, eat a dick. I mean, come on, man. Shit.
I mean, I mean, I can mail him a flash drive that has the video on it if he doesn't want to give me a view. I mean, yeah, my nudes are on there too, but just ignore those.
Yeah, but they're donkeys are nude anyway, so
They're tasteful, okay? And for the rest of you, you'll have to subscribe to my OnlyFans.
yeah.
But Flurfs, if you're out there, I'll give you access for free. Rawr.
Yeah, they're probably already your biggest fans.
Oh god. So this video already got demonetized.
Shit, that demonetization left this thing a long time ago when I was talking about
Yeah.
COVID.
One. Speaking of which, I remembered. I remember one flat earther who was extremely butthurt over the fact that I supposedly make like a colossal shit ton of money on this platform, and I was like, "Bro, if you look at my channel, I think I've posted maybe 3 times in the last 6 months."
Yeah, I'm kind of the same.
I don't make shit from YouTube, man. And the fact that you're using that as an excuse to not, quote, give me content, like, fuck off. Like, I have no problem turning off monetization and turning off super chats. You want me to do this shit for free, I'll do it for free. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, because quite honestly, facts are a little bit more important.
Yeah, and the thing is that I've lost money in this endeavor, and I have actually put in the time, money, and effort to do the things that they say that they should be doing, but don't because they're hypocrites.
Yep.
And let me just repeat that for you, flat earthers, in case you tuned out. I put in the time, the money, and the effort.
Yep.
To do the shit that you should be doing. And believe me when I say some of this shit ain't cheap. So I'm not making any money from this. This is a money negative endeavor, educating you fucksticks. So please do me a favor, get the sand out of your ass and show up to one of these debates every now and then.
Everything. I've had one test gratefully funded. I'm still entirely grateful for that. I had one test that was funded. Because it was just more than I could even possibly spend at that time. And
I want 82 Productions, to state, just for the record in the live chat, that he doesn't have to give an exact dollar amount if he wants to. He can make an estimate, but it's really unnecessary for this. But 82 Productions, given what you know, would you say that our trip to see the solar eclipse and capture Earthshine and get drone footage and all that stuff, would you say that that was a money positive endeavor, or would you say that that was a money negative endeavor?
Go ahead and give it to us in units of birds.
How many birds wide is that?
How many birds wide was the pocket after it was emptied?
Yeah, tell me about it. Jesus Christ.
No, but
Like,
I mean all the rest of the tests that I've done, and still tests that I have here. I mean, I got shit built up in my living room right now, and but all the rest of the tests that I've done, the travel I've had to do, also the personal endeavors. I mean, geez, climbing up the side of two mountains. I mean, it's not easy, and this is why flat earthers don't do it. Little, I mean, I don't want to insult stoners, but these little stoners, they don't get out of their basement for nothing.
yeah. I mean, and not only that, but they keep on making the same exact mistakes whenever they do get out of their basement. Go figure. That trip was a negative. It was an investment that likely will barely break even in time, but to date, still in the red. Exactly.
That sounds
I
like a
don't
lot
think
of
it will
dead
ever
birds.
break even. I don't think it will ever break even. And that's fine. I wanted to see it because the last time I saw an eclipse was back in 2017,
Shut up,
and I did not have what I have today. So I
poor
was
baby.
able, completely go all in on this solar eclipse. And now
Ain't trying to
when
hear you whine.
20 years, I think like the next one's in 20 years or something like that. So it was now or never.
Mm.
And then I broke down, and then I was stranded in Maine for 3 days. That was fun.
You know what I really wanted to go to, honestly, and I was actually it was going to cost $7,000,
Oh shit.
and what do you call it? And I came up about 1,400 short. I wasn't able to get it all together. I wanted to go to the 2021 full solar eclipse on Antarctica. There were trips that were planned out to go there, and I was going to drop that. I was literally going to do that, and but unfortunately, I didn't make the cut financially. And what do you call it? Because I was just like, how cool would that be to be standing on Antarctica, the place we're not allowed to go, watching a 24-hour sun because it was in the middle of summer, Antarctic summer, and getting a lunar or a solar eclipse in the middle of it. I mean, that was like the mecca moment. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? and but unfortunately, I was not able to do it. And
Page of Two Productions says, granted, Red, I'm still not including the cost of your telescope in my evaluation. That capital investment is pure overhead, not just for that trip. Yeah, that's true. That telescope was pretty fucking pricey. The camera attached to it was pretty fucking pricey. The whole thing was pricey. But we caught Earthshine, and we showed lunar surface features during totality, and people are still butthurt about it to this day. It's fucking awesome. I love it. And because the new conspiracy, ladies and gentlemen, is that the moon doesn't cause the solar eclipse
oh yeah, well
because
that one's
you
been
can't
around for a
see it
little while.
approaching,
Mm.
because the sun is fucking glary as shit. And they're like, "Oh, I want proof that it's the moon because you can't see it, come towards the moon or leave the moon or whatever."
Shit,
And
I
I
did
was
that.
like, "Okay, fine, jackass. We'll get a picture of Earthshine." One person actually made a bet with us for $1,000, and after we successfully captured Earthshine with my telescope, he blocked all of us.
Well, isn't that just a thing?
Well, as we all know, all Flurf challenges are fake.
Oh,
No
of course,
exceptions.
of course.
All Flurf challenges are fake, but what I do like about it is that
Like the million
um
dollar challenge that went to Wolfie that one time.
the it was it was absolutely hilarious. But
Mm.
one of the great things that came out of that was that that guy absolutely got slammed on Twitter.
Mm.
So Astronomy Live made the post first, and I think it got like over 3,000 likes and over 100 retweets or something like that.
Mm.
I then post a second time on my page, and it got like 500 or over 600 likes, and I think 44 retweets. So that dude was made famous for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
And
pretty
he's
much.
just been blocking people who bring it up. And the problem with that is everyone's bringing it up.
I
Here
think
you are
I seem to
betting
remember he got a little bit
$1,000.
of he caught a little bit of lip from a couple of flat earthers too, saying that you're
I think
showing us as being disingenuous or something like that.
it's absolutely amazing, and now he's running away from his deal. Now let's be very clear about something. Astronomy Live told him, and I told him as well, he can keep his money. We don't want his money. In our unprofessional opinion, he has mental issues. He wasn't thinking clearly when he made that bet. So we're not asking for his money. All we want from him is an acknowledgement that we captured what he said was impossible.
Hmm.
That's it. That's
Yep.
all he has to do. And he can keep his fucking money. We don't want his money. But that's where that's where his blocking of us becomes really hilarious, because he blocked us after we made that request.
Hmm.
We
Well,
said you can keep your money, just acknowledge that we did what you said was impossible.
flat earthers are
And
not
then
allowed to lose.
exactly, they're not
The,
allowed to lose, and if they're about to lose, block and run away,
the
and then
last
claim
the last
claim
flat
victory
earther
elsewhere.
the last flat earther, and I want to say this was around 2016, maybe 2017. The last flat earther who admitted he was wrong about something and maintained that he was wrong about something. Okay, we're not talking about Jeranism when he said that globe math works and then deleted the video. We're talking about maintaining that that he was wrong about something was Skiba.
Yeah, that was the epic shot with the moon, right?
Right. And he even got up on there and says, "Well, but I mean, he caveated his mistake by saying that his he underestimated something like he underestimated NASA, and NASA would have thought of the things that he was complaining about, so they compensated for it, or something like that." But well, no, can't say Tiger Dan, Sean, because Tiger Dan he admitted he was wrong and took off. He got off of that, and they ate him alive and all this. But what do you call it?
Didn't
And
they
same thing
claim
happened to
that he
Ranty.
was just a government shill or some shit like
Yeah,
that?
and same thing happened to Ranty. When Ranty disassociated himself from the Oakley crew, and you know he 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 personally realized, and this is why I keep on trying to get flat earthers doing their own stuff. Because when Ranty personally realized that he could not explain away that one photo of Blackpool, then he realized that a lot of other things fell into place for reality, or the globe, if you want to say it that way. And but all these other people, anybody who admits they're wrong, they get automatically labeled as not a real flat earther. And anybody who leaves flat Earth, you have an easier time going to the Middle East and moving away from Islam. These people are vicious. These people are just totally vicious. They'll turn around. I mean, hell, when I was in Frankfurt, and I even brought up Bob Nodell's name, that flat Earth couple that was there. I call them the Freibergs. That flat Earth couple was there, and the husband, he just busted out in laughter. Oh yeah, ha, 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 Bob Nodell, he's not a flat earther. He's just a shill, and all this other stuff. And I was just like, come on, man. I mean, the moment something, the moment the slightest crack is shown, man, it's all over.
Yep.
And they'll eat them alive, worse than they eat alive Glovers.
And I think that's one of the main reasons that a a lot of individuals don't want to take me up on my offer, or many offers to like remote control the telescope so they can capture the International Space Station for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, hell, I even invited some flat earthers to come along with me to Colorado to measure the distance to the sun,
Mm-hmm.
and they could have a part in that. And you want to know how many flat earthers showed up? It was actually quite a large number of flat earthers showed up for that by flat earth standards. It was fucking zero.
Yeah, right. Well, because they
Yeah,
believe in
no one
negatives.
showed up to that.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you have these same exact jackasses going around saying, do your own research. But the very moment you do your own research, you're a shill.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, I didn't have anybody show up to bug when I went there. You know, all I had was globe earthers, people I knew.
Yep. It's
And I
funny how
was
that
and,
works.
and I was fortunate enough to have them there. And and Surf even brought her dude with her, and I put that guy to work.
Yeah.
But
And so, and now we're
that on
getting into,
top of the 6 hour drive that it takes to get down there.
well, think of it like this. I was driving my, oh, bless you, man. I was driving around in my crappy second Chevy Spark, and the damn thing broke down. So I knew there was a possibility of that happening. But during the solar eclipse, come on, man. So not only did I lose a shit ton of money on this deal, but I also had to spend more money to fix my car to get my happy ass back down to Florida.
Mm.
So
Well, hold on a second here. Hey, Rec. Yeah, you're talking about people removing stuff. I think the greatest, the greatest remover of stuff, and honestly, Sean's channel saved my ass on that one. The greatest remover of stuff has always been Jaren, because when Jaren did his canal test, and we all, including myself, we all laughed at him when he just vaguely mentioned that he wasn't bringing it out yet because the production crew has his footage. We all laughed at him, okay, Reds included. We all laughed. We were like, production crew, like like you're George Clooney or something, you know. And but under one of the Globebuster videos, and Sean got a screen capture of it. There was one of the guys that was there was part of that production crew, and he wrote out the whole outline of Jaren's test to include the part where he said interesting. And he wrote out that whole thing. This is what just happened, and got no bite back, no fight from Jaren. And But then because I think there was a time there where they were thinking that the documentary wasn't going to come out, and so they just kind of left all their material up. Well, as soon as that documentary came out, the very minute that thing came out, Jaren went to his blogs. Jaren went to Globebusters, Jarenism Raw, and the Jarenism main channel, and deleted every video that even discussed that test. Every single one. And then Bob, because he had one or two videos up on Seventh Day Truth Seeker, Bob deleted them from there as well. And then shortly afterwards, there was the whole thing about the. I think somebody found one or two things that were still out there, and they nuked their whole channels. Globebusters went blank, and Jarenism went blank, and then slowly a couple of videos started reappearing, and all this. And oddly enough, not one single video there still had anything about that canal test. They didn't want because all they wanted to do was control the narrative after that. They just wanted to say, well, the production company didn't show everything, and there was other stuff there, and all this. Even though Jaren himself said the test was a failure, what was they going to show? Let's see. Weren't you planning on a repeat of that feat? Okay, the repeat of which feat? Now, my bug test, I have recently, you know what, since we got a minute, what do you call it? I have recently found a location. The problem was is that COVID screwed me, and then my kids getting older screwed me because my kids were my helpers on my tests, but now they're adults and they're taking care of their own lives. Um, so dad can't just say, "Well, this is what we're doing today." Um, but I have found a location near me that I can actually perform tests on, um, and have scouted it several times. If you were to look up on, well, as a matter of fact, I'll just do this. Hold on a second here. I'll take one of these down. I'll take the shortest one down. And let's see here. I am looking for um, Google Maps. Mannheim. Let's see. Mannheim. There is the wonderful city of Mannheim right next to me. And Mannheim has, this is the Rhine River, and Mannheim has this a man-made cut to avoid the curves in the Rhine River. And it goes by, this is a BASF and a 3M factory, big, huge factory. This is all factory. And but right over here is something that I am actually working on. Now, this is a water shot that I can get, but the water has to be. Unfortunately, this is not a lock and dam section of the Rhine, so I am at the mercy of water levels. If it doesn't rain for a little while, the water goes too low. I can't use it. It's too far away from things that I can hang stuff on. Water gets too high, and it's actually up in the girders of these bridges, or these little piers, and I can't use it because obviously I'm not going to put my camera underwater. But one thing that I did find is right here along this whole stretch right here, this long road, um, starting at about, I want to say it's like right around here. It's right around the curve. Starting at right here, there's this wall. This is the Rhine River floods every year. And so you get high water, and water goes all the way up into these fields. This is to protect industry and stuff like that, and erosion, of course. This wall is straight as an arrow, and it goes from end to end. It goes about 1,800 meters. And I have personally scouted this location, been out there a couple of times, trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do with it. But this wall can be used to. Now, this is right about 1,200 meters, I think, 1,300 meters. And then all the way up to, I know for a fact because I've been here so many times now. Um, right here where this path comes in, this is right here about 1,600 meters. What I need for the 1 mile test. And with that wall being there and obviously not moving, um, there are tests that I can do on that wall. It sounds like a weird thing, but when you drive down there, and you can actually, because when you come around this corner and then you go to drive down to this area, when you go down this little hill, there's a little hill here, and you look down that wall, you can see the whole length of that wall. So I am considering, what do you call it, redoing bug here instead of driving. Let me be very clear about this. Okay. I used to live, whoops, I'm way too far out now. I used to live up here in Wiesbaden. Okay, and now I live down here in K-Town. Now, Bug is here. Okay. That is, from here, it was a 4-hour drive. So from here, probably tack about another hour to 45 minutes on top of it. Okay, because here's this is bug. Everybody recognizes this from all the videos I did on the area, and so that's been one of my stumbling blocks on whether or not I can redo bug is because of the fact that I got to get me and equipment out there for a guaranteed go. Whereas I could drive 40 minutes right here, back and forth, and I've been back and forth there a couple of times now, and to use that area. So that's what I'm looking at doing, and we'll see how well that works. Um,
Transport's always the hardest part.
what's that?
Transporting all of your stuff is always the hardest part.
Well,
Because not only do you have to set it up and transport it there, but then after you're done, you have to tear it all down. And if you're a crew of one, it's always a
mhm.
pain in the ass.
Well, try and imagine this, given your recent Maine trip. I mean, transporting gear, yeah, that is kind of a pain in the ass. But when you get there, try and imagine you got all the way up to Maine, and then everything that you had, uh, there was one little mistake in the weather forecast, and you drove all the way up there, and it was cloudy.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, I mean, you all you need is one thing to go wrong, and that whole trip is for nothing. Now, this 4 hour drive out here, we all know what happened when I went to Bug and stuff like that. I had two problems. One problem, I trusted my eyes, and the second problem was had obviously everybody knows about the leaks that I had throughout the system, and which destroyed that entire effort. And it was an all day thing. It was tiring. I mean, we got there, it was early in the morning. We left there, it was dark. I mean, it was just a tiring and exhausting day. But all that mostly failed because of the fact that this end down here, starting at about, I want to say, where was that? There's the path. Starting at about here was just over a meter and a half higher than this end here, which destroyed the hopes of the whole test because my poles were only 2 meters high. I needed something that was a little bit lower than 2 meters to actually do the measurements on. And when I had the leak problem, that was bad enough. But then I joke about Surf Puzzle's dude, but he was down here at pole one, just kept on filling it up.
Mm.
And
I
it
see what you
wasn't.
did there, 82. I see what you did there.
What's that?
Oh, he said, imagine if we forgot the filters and didn't notice until we got there, because that's what we did back in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
Well, could have been worse. You could have been like the Bidford level redo, and they only brought one battery for the camera.
Go figure. But in my defense, we learned our lesson from 2017. We screwed up. We screwed up, but we learned from our mistakes, and we made sure we had our solar filters. We had a checklist, and we went over this checklist so many times. We did have to make a few stops at Walmart, but we planned for that, and it all worked out in the end.
Well, I see this. What was his name? Psy Man. Uh, I guess he had enough after being acknowledged. He disappeared. Oh, Terry Davis is up there. What's going on, man?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, if we want to do this thing when we actually have a flat earther that's willing to come on, I would be more than willing to engage with said flat earther. But if we're going to sit here shooting the shit, I might as well start making dinner and then afterwards taking a shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, make sure you eat a lot of meat for tomorrow.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly. So let's let's see if we can get a flat earther who's brave enough to show up to one of these things. I really like the Jeopardy style game show thing you got going on here. I would like to see how that works and actually participate in the you know grand opening of this format.
Hmm. And what do you call it? No, it's at least guaranteed. If you look at like political debates and most other debates and stuff like that, the debates get asked, the questions get asked to the participants. You know, it's not so much a bring your best stuff and all this. I mean that has its own value, but to me, it's more. This is more of a chance to have the questions posed and see how well you can answer. Unlike the Globe Slayer style of wanting everything written down by somebody else. And
Yeah.
the that was such a bad debate.
Yeah, it really was. And
That was
oh yeah, I remembered the name of that one flat earther who only has a cell phone. It's a level Earth observer.
Level Earth Observer. Okay.
Yeah, he only uses his cell phone to make videos, and I was like, bro, this is so painful. I will buy you a laptop, please, dear God. The quality of your videos is just so shit. It sucks.
Wait,
Please.
is that Santos?
I don't know his name, and nor do I care. I call him Leo because that's level Earth Observer,
Yeah.
Leo. So I call him Leo, and he doesn't object to that, I guess. But back when I was making videos towards him, he would always make replies on his cell phone, and they were always shit because he would literally film, screen capture, edit all on a cell phone. And yes, it is as terrible as you think it is
Oh man,
because
that's
people like me who actually take a little bit of pride in their work, we do you know we do things to make the video pleasing to view and watch. um he just doesn't give a shit, I guess, and he's like, oh, as long as I post a video, that works. And all he has is a cell phone, and that's why I'm wondering, is the new hot thing to just not have a computer, not have a desktop, not
you know
have
what?
a
You're you're
laptop?
you're talking out of my heart right now. Today, no bullshit. Today, I had a back and forth um, on Twitter with the corporation Philips, the
Mhm.
electronics company,
Yeah, they
and
make like
because I was furious, I bought. Long story short, I bought this thing that controls lights in the house, and what do you call it?
yeah, like I
And
said,
it
they make light bulbs.
Yeah, and I mean they make some really cool lights. I question their pricing, but but I was just like, well, they have this thing, and and it works with Alexa and all that other junk, and I was just like, all right, well, this was just a way for me to not have to go too far to look for a new remote control for a previous light that I owned by Philips. And but I found out that this little bridge thing that they have actually it's a wireless bridge, would actually control it. And so I did that, and I bought another light and stuff like that. And and I came back, and and it said that everything is controlled by an app. Now it did say that you can get an app to control it, but it didn't say that number one, that's the only way you control it, meaning that you can't do it online, you can't do it through a computer. And I was just like, huh? Like that. And then what I also found out, because I couldn't find the app while I was standing there in the store, um, what I didn't realize is I couldn't find the app because of the fact that Google will not show you things that is not compatible with your device unless you link directly to it, and then it'll tell you. And and what I didn't realize was that it wasn't compatible with my phone or any of my other stuff. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. I just spent $200 on stuff I can't use.
Yep.
And and I was going back and they're like, well, we're really sorry and stuff like that. And I said, y'all need to do something better about your packaging or something. I said, because I'm feeling, pretty silly right now having paid all this money. and all this, and it bugged the hell out of me. And I found out that there was one tablet that I actually have in my arsenal of electronics that actually works with it. But I mean, I was just like, you know, when did computers stop being a thing?
Yeah, that's my question, especially on the flat Earth side of things, because they all have their shitty iPhones and they refuse to upgrade. Go figure. But
Hmm.
that's what happens when you put literally zero effort into your shit, because you can make a meme fairly easily on a cell phone, but when it comes to putting a little bit of pride in your videos and doing actual work, then you know it's unnecessary for them, because they don't have to put pride in their videos. They don't have to do actual work, so they don't need a laptop as a result.
Shit, I
And
remember when we used to say, "Did
this
you
is
film
why
that with a
everyone has
potato?"
an iPhone.
Yeah. I remember when we used to answer people who did things on their cell phone, "Did you film that with a potato?"
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Go figure.
Let's
Well,
see. That's
with
why.
that, what
And the closing argument here, I'm going to give this from Sean here. He says this is why Twitter is the place to prefer. They prefer to debate because they don't have to show anything. Exactly.
mm,
Been the
and
argument ever since. Yeah.
I'll see if any flirts on Twitter want to come up, but I highly doubt it, since a lot of them are pretty used to running away. But we'll see. Anywho, what
And
I'm going
by
to
the
do is
way,
I'm going to fuck
tomorrow
off
after. By the way, for everybody who cares, tomorrow afternoon, uh, Eastern time, somewhere around noon, Bolts and the Panthers are playing first playoff game, and yeah, so I'll be looking forward to hearing from you there, Reds.
now. Go Bolts.
Go
All
Panthers!
right. Peace out.
All right, man. And for everybody else, I really appreciate you stopping by for all this. Well, reminiscing, I guess we can call it. All the subjects that we covered here. There was nobody who took up the the challenge, but in everybody's defense, I'm going to say that it was short notice. Um, Again, I will take that on my shoulders because of the fact that I had things going on today. However, we all know Reds can stir up trouble, so maybe he can find a willing participant, and then we will revisit this. Um, because I think this is going to be really kind of an interesting format as opposed to listen to people just go on and on about the shit that they brought. Um, and you need not think that the questioning that I have in this actual board is in any way biased. Um, there are in the experiment side. I brought experiments that were performed by flat earthers and globe earthers. Um, the photograph side, I brought photographs that were presented by flat earthers and globe earthers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Um, and the questions are not about does this prove the globe, does this prove flat Earth, but rather for the participant, the person who picks the question, for them to explain why it works on theirs. And the other person has a chance to respond to that. So it's a little. I mean, I'm hoping that this becomes a thing. I mean, maybe not through this particular website, but I'm looking to change a little bit debates because um, it becomes so. Well, for lack of a better term, it becomes so scripted. Um, We already know what you're going to bring. We already know what you're going to say. We already know how you're going to respond. So I wanted to shake it up a little bit by putting both participants, the globe earther and the flat earther, a little bit on the hot seat, a little bit more answering off the cuff, as opposed to just bringing prepared material and saying, "Nuh-uh." So, ladies and gentlemen, um, sorry that a debate did not take place, but to be continued. And I hope everybody else here has a great evening. And, okay, Red's already signed off of that, so I can close that. And I hope you all have a great night and a great rest of your weekend.